Biafra.
We know.
Raffle draw.
We know. We know.
BFR, Raffle Jingle. My people, follow who no road. His Excellency Simon Ekpanjoku. Na him they carry us enter Biafra. He dey play the show. No be lie. The good guy, Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government, in exile, when they for Obodo Yibo, Finland, with him government, na him they do the wonder. Say make you join, follow up. He go sweet you for body. Freedom today, better for you and your pikin them. I dey tell you. He can still bring ogbonge raffle draw with big money when you go win. I dey tell you, no be lie. Starting from on the 29th of November, go reach December 3rd. Now this thing dey happen 2024. And make I shock you, the money, it makes sense well. $20 and total winning prize $10,000. A first prize $5,000, third prize $2,000. BFR, no sit down, no sit down. Look, na dog name. They want from here gather money to build Biafra, where you they cry for sins. You go also win too.
Keep on fighting, yeah, ooh. Stop. Keep on fighting, yeah, ooh. Stop complaining. Oh, na, na, na.
Get ready, good people of Biafra and lovers of freedom all over the world, for this invitation announcement as we approach the December Biafran historical event in Finland 2024. The Biafran Redeclaration Sponsorship Committee and its members are inviting all Biafrans and friends for a mega fundraising this Sunday, October 20th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Biafran time. Always remember that the enemies understand what is coming and they wait for result. So the harder we push and support financially, the more the enemies tremble. The closer we get to the promised land, the tougher we expect it to be. Together we shall win, and the sun must surely rise this year. Biafran first, Biafran Exodus, and Biafran Republic Government in exile. Bon.
Shout out to them soldiers, where they find them, where they fight us. Stand strong and courageous, cause if you leave them, they will cage us. Shout out to them soldiers, where they find them, where they find us. Stand strong and courageous, cause if you leave them, they will cage us. Brother, it's a matter of time, truth to prevail, all your agenda. Keep on fighting, yeah, ooh. A referendum is a right, yo.
Bergi USA is welcoming our Obataobi, His Excellency Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ikpa, to United States USA for a town hall meeting, and Bergi, Texas will be presenting the Kola Nut, Iwa Oji. Therefore we are inviting wonderful people of Biafra, friends of Biafrans, well-wishers and all lovers of freedom to this great event.
This is Biafra Exodus Talk TV, a platform where we bring information that has to do with the Biafran government, a platform where we bring information that has to do with the restoration of independent state of Biafra. In this platform, we expose the Zoological Republic and their evil agenda against the Biafran people. If you have not yet shared this platform, please share this program to all platforms, to family and friends, to everyone you can reach. Make sure you connect somebody to this program. It is very important for us to send this message across. Fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom across the world, we have come once again. Today, I'm going to share with you a very important video that was made in the conventional media in Nigeria. I want you to listen carefully and deeply. You are going to see the strong divide in Nigeria, why Biafra must exist. You are going to see the divisiveness in Nigeria. You are going to see the destructive diversity in Nigeria in this very program. Listen carefully and you will see the deep divide, why everybody must go their separate ways. Let's watch.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Now let's kick into the major show. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has accused the Nigerian government of defying court rulings by continuing to detain its leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Despite multiple judgments in his favor, Kanu remains in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, since his arrest and extradition from Kenya in June 2021. IPOB claims Kanu's detention persists due to his firm stance on actualizing the Biafra nation. Oh well, IPOB issued a statement on Thursday by its media and publicity secretary, Emma Powerful. He said, despite court judgments in favor of Kanu, the Nigerian government has continued to detain him. Powerful lamented how Kanu has been detained by the DSS since June 2021, when he was arrested in Kenya and extraordinarily renditioned to Nigeria. Whereas Yoruba Nation agitator Sunday Igboho has petitioned UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, urging him to support the creation of a Yoruba nation. The petition delivered on behalf of Yoruba leader Professor Adebanji Akintoye seeks UK intervention in establishing a sovereign state for the Yoruba people. This follows sustained advocacy efforts by Akintoye and Igboho, who have also cautioned the Nigerian government against pressuring the British High Commissioner over the petition. Yet, nothing is practically done in that regard. Meanwhile, National Security Advisor NSA Malam Nuhu Ribadu has revealed that many illicit weapons circulating in Nigeria originally belonged to the government. During an armed destruction exercise in Abuja, Ribadu condemned the involvement of corrupt security personnel in arming non-state actors, pledging decisive action to address the nation's security challenges. We are joined in the studio this morning by Barrister Asim Adams, a political analyst, and Mr. Dele Fanimo, a reporter and VOP in-house analyst. We also have virtually Mr. Jide Ojo, who is a public policy analyst. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on this morning show. And welcome.
Well, we do understand that Jide Ojo has not joined the conversation yet, but as soon as he does, we'll bring him on.
All right. Now, Barrister Asim, as a lawyer, can you take us through briefly, the court judgments or the court rulings that have said, let Nnamdi Kanu go, and why is the federal government still detaining him?
Well, thank you very much. We know that the Kanu's, trial, etc., has been a kind of very controversial from his arrest, and his rendition back to Nigeria, and the trials has been a kind of a kangaroo kind of setup. I think I have to use that word. What I mean is this. In the first instance, the state, before you arrest somebody, we were thinking that you should have concrete proofs, what we call proof of evidence, that are substantial enough to sustain a criminal charge. Kanu was brought to Nigeria, first of all, on terrorism. Secondly, we found some other issue like armed dealings, etc., as the case may be, then succession, etc. So the prosecution, they were not really too sure of where and how to couch the charges against, Nnamdi Kanu. That is number one. Number two is that at a particular point in time, you find out that, courts were giving, judgments, rulings in his favor, to the extent that a particular court where constituted Nigeria, asked that Kanu be released, not just on bail, he should be released and let him go home to breathe the fresh air of Nigerian freedom. But before you knew what was going on, in the next 2, 3, 4 hours, they will concoct some other charges again and bring him before another court. And we were asking the question until the judge who was handling the matter, I think she recused herself now, but we found out that this particular judge, even though the defense, complained about, her partiality, etc., as the case may be, she kept on, sitting over the matter for a very long time until she recused herself right now. But on the whole, I think the Kanu's trial has been a gambit. It has been a political, fiasco. Why do you say so? And a harakiri for Nigeria, democracy. Yes, why I say so is this. It's not far-fetched. Now, let me say with due respect. You see, when you keep somebody in detention and you now ferret, you now go out to ferret for evidences to prosecute that person, then it becomes anathema to the Constitution. Two is that under our Nigerian Constitution, you know, a man that is charged of an offense is presumed innocent until found guilty. But the way they have been treating this young man is that he's been found guilty already. And that is the reason why we will not allow him to go. Even when they say grant bail, before you know, somebody will come from nowhere and bring fresh charges.
What does that make the judicial system, Barrister Adams? Because they are the ones accepting or, you know, taking up all these charges, like you just said now. If this continues, where does that leave the judiciary in Nigeria?
The judicial arm of government in Nigeria is right now in a trial period. And this is not the best time for us to even chronicle and profile, what I feel, are things, are debilitating factors that held them down. But I believe that the era of brave judges or activist judges on the bench is over. I was discussing something like this the other day, and I said, if we had people like, the late Oputa, people like Sowebimo and the rest of them, Ututus or Basekis, you have people like Mohamed Bello, Mohamed Bello, a lot of former CJN of Nigeria, and so many of them who were activist judges, who were brave during the military era to tell the military, look, we want democracy, do this, and they pontificated in that particular, hallowed chambers in the Supreme Court. We lack them right now. If we have people like that in the judicature today, I believe that this Nnamdi Kanu's case would have been taken care of. That is number two. Number three is this: the preferential, or maybe the different, treatment is receiving. In the sense that you find that I think it's being profiled. This is my opinion. I feel it's being profiled because of the fact that it is from a particular, section of the country that the Nigerian political galacticos, do not feel that they want to make relevant. And they don't even want to see anything come out from that area. Now, the charges against Nnamdi Kanu borders on what terrorism, etc. as case may be. But it has been convoluted. In the case of Sunday Igboho, as the case may be, Sunday Igboho, we had charges of terrorism against him. His men went, before a police station at, Bodija in Ibadan, pulled down the Nigerian flag and hoisted, the Yoruba Nation flag. In Ibadan, we read these things. I was not there, but I read on newspapers, etc. before they invaded his house. But how he escaped, and today he's not even hobnobbing with the Prime Minister of UK, etc., or their whatever they call it, I'm dumbfounded. I really cannot say. Now, the question I've asked is, the charges against Kanu is going on in court. What about Sunday Igboho? What has happened to those criminal charges that were placed on this? What happened? We only heard he ran to Benin Republic. Why have they not extradited him? Like they did Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria. He's in UK. He's becoming very prominent, moving up and down. So these are things that are anathema, and the reason why I feel that, there's a selective amnesia, in dealing with these two cases. The last one I want to say in this particular whatever is that they say Wadume, who was a terrorist. This man was a bandit, he was a terrorist, he was an armed robber. That is, I'm not just trying to impose these things on him or these appellations on him, but the court and the agencies said so. What happened? He was right, and giving conviction like a tap in the wrist. And today I heard he's a chief in his community. So why is the Nnamdi Kanu's own this so plausible for government to begin to prosecute and keeping him in detention, not even in the correctional center, but in the gallows of the DSS? Those who are prosecuting him are the ones keeping him, and the ones judging him. Those who accuse him are the ones keeping him. They are the ones judging him. They're the ones, deliberating on this matter, etc. as case may be. So for me, it's a hallowed trial.
So where does that leave democracy in Nigeria?
Democracy is in abeyance in Nigeria. Right. Nigeria's democracy is voodoo type. I dare say, Nigeria's democracy is voodoo type. And this is not democracy. This is mobocracy, in my own opinion. And what people, I was telling people, I read an article that said, Nigeria does not even practice democracy, they practice plutocracy. You understand? This is what we practice here. Government or the rich people decide. They can even decide to throw me into the gallows and leave me there for years and let me rot away. You understand? So once you are a big man, you are in government in Nigeria. That is what happens. We have two laws. One law for people like me, one law for those who are there, who are the big boys. And it's so sad. So we are not practicing democracy at all, in my own opinion.
All right, then, quite an extensive one, I must say, and you touched on a few other issues as well. Let me come to Mr. Fanimo now. Nnamdi Kanu has sought intervention from the international community. He has sought the UK government's involvement. How far can that go? How much involvement can we see from the international community when it comes to sorting out his case and letting him off the hook?
You see, the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu is, to me, an aberration. That said, but I want to say here, and I've said it on a number of occasions in the past, that as it is, there is a kind of logjam over this case. He has visited court several times, and he had been released by the court, and they're still holding on to him. But then, one thing I want us to look at is when you are comparing the case of Igboho and Kanu, I want to say that what the Yoruba have is what is saving Igboho.
And what's that?
You see, an average Yoruba man feels that sometimes when the hard way is not possible, you use the subtle way. The same treatment that we visited on Nnamdi Kanu was also visited on Sunday Igboho. The DSS raided his home in Ibadan, killed many people, in fact, ran him out of the country. He was on his way from Benin Republic to Germany when he was accosted. He was detained in Republic of Benin for several months. As a matter of fact, there was an overture from former Chief of Army Staff, Buratai, that he should rescind that decision of going ahead with Odua Nation, that he will be given amnesty. But he insisted that he was not going to give up on that. So at the end of the day, there was underground diplomacy. Yoyinka and the likes of Akitoye went underground, met with Republic of Benin. Don't forget that Yoruba people are also in the Republic of Benin. Even his lawyer is a Yoruba descendant. So they went underground and find political solution to Sunday Igboho's case.
Okay.
Now, in the case of Kanu, it is apparent that government is adamant on keeping him. And if the courts are said,
and basically what you're saying is the elders in the Southeast are not coming together. But they have been coming together.
But, you see, but don't forget that Buhari was in government when Sunday Igboho was let off the hook, not Tinubu. So for Buhari to...
It was towards the tail end of his administration.
What I'm saying is he was still in government.
Okay.
Until the last minute you exit government, you are still in charge.
There's something interesting that you said. Please remind me. I don't know if when Nnamdi Kanu's home was raided, did they find a cache of arms like they did in the case of Sunday Adeyemo Igboho? Because I do recall that a cache of arms were found, and they even arrested cats as well.
Cat?
Oh, yes, they did, because they felt he transitioned into a cat. But now, on a more serious note, arms were found in one place that showed that there was a coming together to perpetrate, to perpetrate chaos, probably in defense to whatever, whatever they believed in. But in another man's case, and then there was a political solution to that one, regardless of the fact that guns and ammunition were found. In another man's case, I don't recall if they found ammunition in his place, but then we cannot have a political
You see, for me,
solution to his own case.
no matter how hard we begin to debate this, government has taken a stand. The only thing we can do is to make them shift that position and release this man. Because for me, give or
The only
take,
thing we can do, who is the we now? The Igbos in Nigeria? The Southeasterners?
the South
Or
Africans-
Nigerians?
Nigerians can go around, find a way out of this lockdown. And
Because
make
it's
sure
one
that-
thing. It's one thing to say, "Oh yes, the Southeasterners are not coming together to fight for the release of this man." But let's not forget that he may be from the southeastern part of Nigeria, but
See,
he's first of all
let me
a
tell you-
Nigerian. So why don't we see other individuals
Let me tell you
that are highly respected in
Let me tell
Nigeria
you
coming
something.
together as well to speak to government in this regard?
During MK Abiola's detention, do you know that even Yoruba talk, we are the ones fanning the ember of government should keep him in detention? Do you understand? So it is not impossible that we find even Southeasterners behind continued detention of this man.
Are you not saying that
that's
the 50 National Assembly representatives that went to go talk about this on his behalf,
You see,
are they not also Nigerians, or
see-
don't they have a voice enough for
See,
them?
let me tell you,
That's
let
why
me
it's
tell you,
released.
let me tell you, I've worked closely with big men. Big men have ego. When you confront them and you make it an open thing, you are not going to get the result you desire.
Are we looking at ego
What I'm
or
saying
confrontation
is-
or judgment and justice
What I'm
that
saying,
Nigerians also deserve?
you see,
Mr. Fanimo?
you see, at the risk of this academic exercise we are having here, I have seen it several times happen that if I offend you, if I go to you privately to say, now this is the position and this is why I did this and did that, you have that listening ear. But the moment another person is with me, you don't want your ego bruised. You will take a hard stand on me. What I'm saying in this is that rather than go and do open show and bring cameramen, bring journalists to say we are pleading for Kanu, there are other ways you can go about it without even having any media presence.
Mr.
Then
To
what I
make
want
sure
to-
that
what I want to
you see,
ask-
my aim here is that this man they should find a way to make sure that it's released. It is only when you are out there that you can
I want to-
prosecute your case properly.
I want to ask, is there anything the Igbo nation has not done to ensure the release of Nnamdi Kanu, both privately, both publicly? We have some prominent Yoruba men that have asked the government to release Nnamdi Kanu. We even have prominent Northerners ask the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu. Yet, the same government remains adamant. Now, if you put it side by side with the Sunday Igboho issue now, Sunday Igboho, like Moses rightly pointed out, catch of arms were found in his house. Yet, he's not been charged with terrorism. He was in Benin Republic. He was not renditioned back. He is in the UK now campaigning for the actualization of the sovereign state of Yoruba. The only thing the federal government has done is to dismiss it that, look, the UK will not accept this petition. Then isn't this a clear case of political persecution? Not just against Nnamdi Kanu, but against the people that he represents.
Well, for me, we are entitled to our different opinions about these things. But for me,
Factually, with facts.
you understand, what I see is that Sunday Igboho's case, I am not defending.